Good afternoon, dear viewers. I am back here to greet you and to welcome you into my TV and radio channel, not for the purpose of distracting you from your work. You must be in your office, already had lunch, and maybe your first cup of coffee or tea for the afternoon. As I said, I'm not here to distract you or disturb you. What I'm here for is to give you an idea how to gain the best out of the time you are spending now in your office to make you achieve your purpose of your employment, of your livelihood, and of your sustenance, of your happiness, of your well-being, of your contentment for life. You are in that office. You may be busy. My broadcast is going on. It will go on every day, the same time for 4 hours. Of course, there may be different topics, different subjects, different channels. If you cannot watch at that time, that's not a problem because these things are being recorded. You can come at your time of convenience. You can watch it any time you want, when you are relaxed, when you are at home, when you are at peace, without any disturbance. Why are we broadcasting live? Why don't we just make a video and upload them for you? What's the difference between a live telecast and a recorded video? The difference is quite big. The reason being that when we are broadcasting live, when I say live, it's not actually live. There is a delay of 30 to 40 seconds. For example, if I lift up my hand, you will see me lifting up my hand after 40 seconds. So that's not a very big difference. You may not even notice it. But when we are broadcasting live, it's now here immediate. If I say something about somebody, if somebody has tweeted me, there is a question they have asked, if I reply, that's immediate. You can grasp that and change your way you are going to pass your day today. Change your way you do your work at the office. And again, as I said, circumstances, your timings, your pressure of work does not allow you to even listen to that MP3 radio. Then by all means, go home or wherever you want to watch. You can watch it as soon as this transmission is over. The video is recorded and it starts playing there in our playlist. You will see the URLs there. My colleague Arjun will be putting them online, and any guidance, anything you need, you can just tweet and you will get a reply, or send us an email. Our address, website and email addresses are always provided by Arjun on the website and in this video. And we are thankful to YouTube for inviting us to be their partner. We are maybe one in a million or a billion. Doesn't mean that we are very, very special people that YouTube selected us. No, they do this for many people and they have a criteria. If we meet that criteria, they offer that invitation. So we were very patiently waiting for this invitation, maybe for about 8, 9 to 10 months. And whenever we used to apply, they would say, keep watching, you have to be in good standing, you have to upload a number of videos, and you have to have a following viewers of a certain number of people. So we didn't know when we crossed that level, and just by chance we were there on the YouTube site. We just checked if we were still I mean uh, allowed to be their partner and broadcast live. Lo and behold, we had been selected, and we were in their good standing. We had not broken any copyright laws. We had not had any bad or vulgar comments or bad videos on our channel. So thank you YouTube, thank you Google. You are doing a good job, and we will not let you down. In fact, we want to be in one of your selected programs where you show videos of your uh, partners which come to your notice. We will be achieving that target too, hopefully very soon. For that, we need help. Nothing can be done alone. We need help. Always, human beings have to work in groups to achieve their targets. We need your help to at least subscribe to our channel, to like those videos if you like them, not just because you have to please us or you have to fulfill a quota. Go through those advertisements which we are putting on our videos. Those are our sponsors. Don't just click it for the fun of it so that we get some benefit. No, we are not looking for that. You have to really see those ads as if you would do it on your own. This is enough introduction about our channel and all. Now we are coming back to the office where you are working. I won't take too much time. This has to be brief. This has to be really beneficial to you to listen to in the office. For this reason, even if your company owners, the managers, the CEOs, the COOs are aware of it, I'm sure they will allow the employees, not all of them at the same time, just putting down the shutters and telling everybody come near this TV and watch this. I'm not that great. It's not what I mean by it. The CEO or the owners or the decision makers can allow certain peoples from their management or from their other cadre to come and watch this video. Or they could arrange that the video will be recorded and next day it will be distributed to all the members of that organization, and they could watch it at their own time. Wouldn't it be wonderful if going through my channel either after hours, after I have stopped recording, or during this live broadcast, that you achieve something, that you really can point out to something that you gained from this channel, that it made you improve your work, made you more efficient, made you control your anger, made you more peaceful, made you more friendly. What am I trying to tell you here through this channel? I'm not going to teach you how to do your work. Every profession is technical. Every profession has its own way of going through that training, and you have done that. One person like me cannot be professional in each and everything. I am only professional, if I may say so myself. I am professional only in human nature. And of course, you are humans too. So it applies to you. Listen to what I say. Try to practice what I am trying to preach, and you will be a different person. You will not even recognize yourself. Of course, you will not remember how you were before and now how you are at present. So the best thing is note down what you are nowadays, how you do your things. Note down at least your working day every day, what happened, what incident, and how you reacted. The stress word is reaction. How do you react to stimuli which comes from outside? That's what life is all about. You are being prompted, you are being pulled, you are being nudged, you are being pushed, and sometimes you are being kicked by other people, and you are being even tripped by some other people, on purpose or inadvertently. But how do you react? If you react to that situation in a negative manner, you are making the others win. That was the purpose of the, creating that scene. That was the purpose, and they won because you lost, and you lost your temper, or you lost your cool, or you lost your thoughts, and you were confused, you didn't know how to behave. That is the immediate reaction of any inexperienced human being, inexperienced in living a good life. But if you react positively, well planned, believe me, the people who are trying to tease you, who are trying to put you in that trouble, for whatever reason, there may be their vested interest, they may want you to make a scene, they may want you to be noticed by the management as a troublemaker, they may want their own colleagues there, their friends, to see that this guy is a foolish guy, this guy is a patty, you can make fun of him, you can do whatever you want with him or her. Don't get trapped by that. Don't ever get trapped into that. Don't fall into that bait they are giving you. React smoothly, react properly, one time, two times, three times. Don't overreact. Be normal, smile, tell them, I know you didn't do it on purpose, it happens, okay, never mind. Believe me, they will get tired of you, they will stop troubling you again. Don't ever get noticed by somebody else's reaction. Then you become a puppet that somebody else is pulling your strings. Don't let that happen. Only the Creator, the God who has given you this life can control you. Don't allow anybody else, whether it's your parents, whether it's your siblings, whether it is your spouse, your relatives. When I say don't allow them to control you, I don't mean don't obey them, don't be obedient. I don't mean revolt against them. No. You have a decision power. God has given you that. You are educated. You are working in an office like yours now. They don't know what you are made of. They don't know your thoughts. Every human being is unique. You don't believe me? Every human being is unique. Compare your fingerprints. Find another person with your same fingerprints. Compare your iris, your eyes. If another person is having that same design of the eyes, compare your DNA. Find me another person with the same DNA. Of course, there will be a little bit similarity between your parents, your siblings and all. Things are different. People are, I don't know if it's God has challenged himself that he will not make a duplicate human being. Although when you study these scientific people, when they do this stem cell research, they say when they put these in the petri dishes, these cells, they start multiplying 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, and they are similar. But when they change the atmosphere of that petri dish by throwing in different chemicals, the same cell starts working in a different way. Some become the skin cells, the fat cells, some become the muscle cells. For example, this is what I'm telling you. They are meant for that purpose. When you are born, you are just a single cell. What prompts them, which cells should make the skins, which cell should make the muscles, which cell should make the brain and the brain and the intravenous system, they say, is part of the skin. Can we understand this thing, why these cells divide and make into a different group? They are the same cell. So if it is the same cell and we become human beings out of them, why are we different? Think about it. We have to be different. That's the purpose of this world. That's why we are here in this world, to go through this test. After this life, when we transit from this to another life, where it is eternal, they are all same. Angels are all the same. No differentiation between them. They have their different errands, they have their different purpose, different duties, like ants. Same cell, same queen ant, same queen bee, it's like the bees. Same cells, but some become worker ants, some become the security cell ants guarding the hive, some become collectors who bring the honey, the nectar from the flowers, collect them and form them into honey. Some are just fanning the hive to cool down the wax, this thing, so that the seed, the pulpa, or I don't know, pupa, I don't know that name, but the young bees, when they are growing. So who tells them to do that? They are separated by their own instinct. And from where does the instinct come? And then now there is another shattering of the theory of the genes. They say that the genes, because of the genes you do what you do, has been nullified. No more. The genes do not do anything for you. They are just a blueprint. Your thoughts make your own blueprint. You keep on changing that blueprint. Of course, they have sent you with that manual, with those genes, with that blueprint, that this is how you have to behave. But according to your circumstances, according to the stimulus you are receiving from the atmosphere, you have to adapt and you have to change, and you have to write your own operation manual. You can keep on editing it. So don't blame it on your parents, your forefathers, that because they had cancer, I will also have it. Because they were like this, I will also be like this. That has been proven to be wrong. What you do, you are responsible for it yourself. Nobody else has told you. And if somebody is nagging you, putting you down, and you become without confidence, no confidence at all, a meek person, don't blame it on the people who are nagging you. You are to blame yourself. Why did you allow them to do that? Or why did you start heeding their nagging, or the curses, the bad, the torture they were giving you, mental torture? Why did you heed to that? You will ask. If nobody is tweeting me, nobody is asking me, otherwise I'm sure somebody would have asked me, then what should we do in that situation? Don't react. They tell you, you are very low, you cannot do this, you are a fool, you are a dummy. So there may be circumstances you cannot reply to those people. They may be in a higher position, or they may be trying to make numbers. Maybe they are egoistic people trying to show that they are higher than you, or they are more superior than you. That time you cannot reply back to them. Smile, keep quiet. But don't start going over those negative thoughts. Throw them out of their mind. If you are a fool, it has nothing to do with those people. What concern is it of theirs that you are a fool? You are a fool for yourself. Maybe you want to be a fool during that particular period. And An elderly man acting like a baby does not make them a fool. They are doing it on purpose. Maybe they are trying to please a child. Maybe they are not trying to take over a big responsibility. Maybe they feel agitated if too much responsibility, too much data is thrown at them. Every person have their own level of understanding this world. So there's nothing harmful about it. There's nothing to be embarrassed about it. You take the data from outside according to your own capacity. You cannot be a fast runner. You cannot be an obstacle or this hurdle runner. Not everybody. If you get tripped by those hurdles, don't be ashamed. You're not a professional hurdle runner. Things will happen like that. Some people are afraid of heights. So are they really fool? They are lower of the lowers. Some people, they are afraid of a claustrophobia. They are afraid of a lift or a small compact space. So they have no right to live. Things are different. Some people like coffee, some people like tea. Some people don't even drink it. So think of yourself. You are a superior human being. You have that capability. Pick yourself up. Remember, how ugly a person is. How ugly. Go and ask their mother how their child is. Why doesn't your mother tell you that you are very ugly? So listen to the people who care for you. Now you will say, I'm contradicting myself. I've told you not to obey people when they have negative thoughts about you. I didn't mean it for your parents. Your parents have always good intentions. But they do not know you that well. I'm telling you, even your mother doesn't know you. What are your internal thoughts? What you have gone through? They don't accompany you to your school, to your college, to your office. They don't know what you face every day. Why do some children cry when they go to school and some go so happily? Every person has a different personal fight they have to go through every day. It's a big challenge for them. Some children are not adaptable. They get teased by other students. And children, because they are blunt, they are honest, they are also very brutal. They will hurt other children once they find out their weaknesses. Again, depends on their families, from what families they are coming to. Some are so polite, they have been bred properly by their parents that they will befriend those children who are insecure and try to protect them. Some are brave, the people who are protecting you and fighting those other boys in the school. From where did they get their bravery? Because they have been fed from the childhood to up to now that they are strong, they are strong, they are strong. That confidence has been given to them by their parents. You are in that office, you are doing your work. Maybe you're going to watch this video after it is recorded and you are relaxed, sitting at home. As I said, give me your good deeds every day. Now you will say, well, from where did these good deeds jump in? No, this is the main theme every day, every time. That will always be at the back of whatever you say. Whatever I say every day. What your feelings are, what you are going through, has nothing to do with your good deeds. Just do your good deeds, maybe one every day, make it a target, and you will start losing these negative thoughts. You will become positive, you will have that confidence. Now, what are those good deeds I'm talking about? What is the criteria? I'm not saying you go and give your lunch money to another hungry person and be hungry yourself. No. Share your food, yes. Maybe you can survive by half the meal. Maybe you didn't need that full meal. Help somebody do their homework. I'm talking about the school stage now, then we'll come to the office. Help somebody with their homework. Sometimes some students, they are, maybe you don't know the circumstances of their home. Maybe they have a problem at their family, back at home. Maybe they have some tragedy. Maybe they have lost a dear one. Things are not normal there. So due to that lack of sleep, the negative atmosphere at home, they become absent-minded. A child cannot take so much burden. It's too much for them. So they may forget their pencil. The homework starts. The teacher says, okay, everybody out with their copies and pencil, and this child has not brought their pencil. Offer one if you have a spare one. Then that child may not even be remembering to return it to you. Don't say anything. Tomorrow bring one more extra pencil from your home. Help these people. Always smile. That also is considered as a charity, as a good deed. Always smile. Not at a person who's belittling you, who's cursing you, who's putting you down. I don't mean it that way. Then they will become more bold. By smiling, I mean try to tell them that what they are doing is wrong. Please don't do it. And if, in fact, you can throw it back at those bullies, that if you are not feeling insecure by me, don't react like that. This shows that you are afraid of me. Believe me, that will either they just make them blow up, that will be the end of it. Maybe you will get beaten up by them. But at one thing I'll tell you, you very bravely suffered that reaction of this guy. But I'll tell you one thing, and you can note it down, you can come back to me once you understand what I am saying. That bully who was threatening you and you replied back to them and they reacted against you, next day they'll come, they'll feel apologetic, they may not say it on your face, but in their heart they will say, this guy is a brave guy. They will try to avoid such incidences with you. They may try to offer to take you into their gang. Politely decline. Tell them you are okay, I am okay, I am on my own way. When I need, I will certainly come and ask you. Keep the door open. Sometimes the same bully may be there to protect you. So keep in their good books. Now you are saying this topic is back to the office and he's talking about our childhood. Now if you think these incidents are what made you what you are now, how you are reacting with your colleagues. These are all recorded in your subconscious. You are in the office, as I said, do your good deeds. If it's a self-service office, one day offer everybody to bring them their tea or coffee. Try to remember what everybody drinks, how they drink it, what teaspoons and how many teaspoons sugar or with milk or without. They will be amazed if when your turn comes and you bring everything appropriate to what they like. That doesn't mean that it's once a week turn, so you do it once a week. What if you do it 2 times, 3 times? Does that make you a servant? Does that make you lower than them? No. Of course, some idiots, I'll use the word idiots amongst them may think it's good that he's doing it, let him do it every time. They may order it next time. Please bring me a cup of coffee. This is now getting out of hand. You were trying on a good spirit, on a good deed. Politely tell them, sorry, I'm busy. I would have brought it for you, but I'm busy now. And if you are going for your coffee, can you also bring me a cup of tea because I am busy? See the reaction. If they don't bring it for you, that's it. Next time, that guy doesn't deserve your invitation for a cup of tea or coffee. Keep testing the waters. If you are being good to them, are they also reciprocating with you? Because some people lose sight of that. You also have to keep a distance. Let them know that this is your station, this is your right, this is your limit. Don't cross that limit. Always display it with your body language. Be very nice, but don't accept rudeness. If 3 times you have helped somebody out, if 3 times you have asked somebody for lunch and taken them to lunch, wait and see if they are going to lunch. Did they also ask you one day to come for lunch, or did they ever pay for your lunch also? If 3 times it has happened and they take it as granted that you will always do for them, show them that okay, the limit is over now. Thank you very much. Don't be against them. Don't show any reaction, but don't offer them lunch. They may start walking with you when you're going to lunch. Some people are very, very brash, very rude. They know that you will not refuse them lunch, but because you have crossed your limit, you tell them, sorry, excuse me, I would like to eat alone today. Or I have those other people who are coming with me. And we have to discuss something personal. So please, that's the signal that he cannot join you in that group. He or she. Be open when you're communicating, when you're contacting, when you're telling how it is. Not being blunt, be polite, be diplomatic. There is no misunderstanding. Mostly the arguments, the fighting, the hate and all happen because there is a misunderstanding. And because of our ego, we are not there to ask them why, what is the reason. We just assume and we take that for the proof that okay, this guy is like this. It may not be that way. Misunderstandings are the worst enemy of our. You have to communicate. I was just today on LinkedIn and somebody I'm grateful to them. They sent me, not to me, on LinkedIn, they sent this message that the difference between sorry, I'm getting that thing. The difference between, I've forgotten that. Sorry, I'm taking time. Excuse me. I just read it and I forgot. It was very nice. Maybe tomorrow I'll bring it over. So, Arjun, what's the time for me now? How much have I done? 30. So it's still half an hour. I think these people will get bored if somebody's watching us. Sorry, why I am so frank, nobody's watching us. This is a test transmission. We are doing it as a test, and one day, hopefully, I will start receiving the tweets and the SMSs or by phone. You see, my phone number is there, my email is there. I am a very communicative guy. I love to communicate. I love to answer your questions. I want to know how I can be of help to you. So this is how you are reacting. You are treating your people, you are offering them tea, you are offering them whatever service you can do. Sometimes we are humans. Some of your colleagues may have an urgent errand at home. Maybe they need to attend to their family. Sometimes it is required, and the office is very strict, or maybe the work there is so much that they feel guilty in going home or coming late or going early. So be there to help them. Be there to help them. Tell them that's okay, no problem. Don't even worry about it. I'll take care of it. The best word, the best music in anybody's life is when they hear somebody say, I'll take care of it. It becomes genuine when somebody who's saying it really means it. They are truthful people. When they say something, they will do it. Not just to please you, and then once you are gone, nothing has been done and you get in trouble with the office. So cooperate. Offer yourself. Volunteer. Help your colleagues. Okay, now when I said the rule of 3, that maybe 3 times you needed them, they did not cooperate. They did not offer their service. Never mind. Give them another chance. That's the good deed I'm talking about. Don't go by written rules. There are no numbers, no written rules, no alphabets for it. It's all emotions. So emotions cannot be quantified, cannot be written down, cannot be made into graphs. Okay, this you cannot you cannot quantify love, you cannot quantify happiness. These are emotions. So be there. Although your rule says after 3 times I do it, 4th time if they don't respond, I will not do it. Though offer it again. Because that's what is keep taking you higher than these people. That is your secret of your happiness. That is the secret of your good health. Why don't you avail of it? And without these people, if there were no other human beings, you were the only one on earth. With whom will you offer these good deeds? For whom will you work? Who else is there that you can make happy? Thank God that you are surrounded by these human beings. Because we are here for test. This is the test in the world. We have to show God that we will remain adaptable, we will remain happy, and we will pass on this happiness to our neighbors and other people. Whatever happens, we will remain steadfast in our happiness. If you have this resolve, if you are going to do this, Arjun, if you are going to do this, God will help you. I'm telling you. Remember, that is what I promise you. That not because I promise, what God has promised. Your resolve that God is there, God will help you. And God will. So remember all this thing. Always remember what I am saying, that God will help you. Things may be late because the timings are different. We are stuck with this 4th dimension, as they say, is of time. 3 dimension plus time. Where we are limited by time. Eternity has no time at all. God works in their own way. All these forces, the nature, the power to be, they all have their own cycles. We are in a different cycles, in a different plane, on a different level. We may not understand injustices, why God looks the other way. I will make a pun out of it. It's not against any religion, but when some of them say that God made the world in 6 days and rested on the 7th, as if God is a human being and God gets tired and then God needs rest. So if that's the philosophy, and if nothing is happening to your prayers, your prayers are not being answered, you are not being fulfilled, you are really thinking that even if there is any God or not, remember, if God can rest on the 7th day, God also needs a vacation. Maybe God is on vacation at that time. Let God come back from that vacation and then your things will be answered. I'm just joking. Sorry. Please forgive me. You know what I mean. So God does not need those vacations, those holidays, those things, those timings, the sleep or the food and all these things. God is a superpower, super being. They don't need a null card to travel anywhere. They don't need a passport. I'm sorry, I'm saying they. God is God. It's a one unique, one human being. Whatever religion you go to the deepest root, and you will find that they come to one omnipotent. So, bringing in God and this scientific era we are in with this fast communication, the internet, the cyberspace and all these things, and I'm bringing in God. Believe me, if you go to the websites, you go to YouTube and find out about Bruce Lipton, PhD, the scientist from 1967, he was researching stem cells. And listen to the latest video when he gives a lecture. He says, without God, how could this thing be? Forget Darwin's theory of adaptation and all. Forget that, please. We have not come from those animals. God does not need to experiment. Go to that YouTube and look for Bruce Lipton. A scientist will tell you that if a stem cell can change its behavior by the atmosphere, the stimuli it's getting out from outside. We human beings are so sensitive with the sound, the music, the weather, the clouds, the sunlight. It all affects us. Our moods change. Okay, for us there is an atmosphere outside. Where is our antenna? How do we feel it? The skin is the antenna. And for that stem cell in that petri dish, what is their atmosphere? It's the chemicals being put there. They are soaking into those chemicals. That is their atmosphere. What is our internal atmosphere in the body? It is through the blood. The blood is circulating everywhere. What chemicals are in that blood make your system react to that. And thanks to Bruce Lipton, I learned that each and every cell, and he said it's about 75 trillion cells which make up a human body. And each cell has its own brain, has its own digestive system, has its own breathing system. Each cell is complete in itself. Then they gather and become whole to each other, and 75 trillion cells form a human body. What does that point to? That we should live in groups, in tribes. Why any religion does not ban you being a tribe person or being loyal to your tribe. Doesn't mean that you are going to fight and kill the other tribe, but you cannot live without social beings surrounding you, by the tribes, by your brotherhood, by your people, by your family members. You need to be in a group. You cannot survive alone. Who am I to give you all these things? I am nothing, but I have passed through life. What I'm trying to tell you, it may save time. You don't have to go through, hurt yourself. Plenty of time just to come to a conclusion. And surprising, I'll tell you one thing which hurts me, which I think God has given me as a gift, is to observe yourself from outside as a third person. Very difficult. I found people who don't even give a thought to anything. They are just like robots, like machines. They have to get up in the morning, they have to go to the office, they have to punch the card, they have to do what they are told, then they punch out, then they have to come back to their home, argue with their wives, shout at their children for their homework, and they think life is miserable. Why it is like that, they never understand. They are in that routine, in that rut. Why can't they observe where they are lacking, what they can do better? instead of criticizing all the people who are succeeding. That they are making, these people make excuses, that guy succeed, oh, because he's like that. Why didn't you succeed? What is holding you back? You have to really give a thought, and for that inner thinking, they lack that. I'm so sorry for them. Why don't you sometimes communicate with yourself? Give yourself this talking session. People say yoga gives you peace. I don't believe that. Yes, it calms you down. I believe that is another thing. Peace, you're not talking to yourself. You're not communicating to yourself. You're just communicating to the higher being. How can the higher being has to spell out everything for you, that Khurshid, you have a blood pressure, you get angry every time, that's why people are against you, that's why you're making enemies, you get riled up very fast. You will go to your boss to tell you how to spell your word, how to spell your typing mistakes, how to improve them. They will fire you. You need somebody close to you who is on your level to teach you these things before you go to the boss. Before the boss even notices your weaknesses. So talk to yourself first. When you are doing yoga, by all means do that. But after that, when you are calmed down, sit and talk to yourself. Okay, Khurshid, what's my frailties? What is holding me back? Why don't I have the nerve to do that which I am planning every time? Why am I postponing it? Why do I get angry so fast? Why do I have this stomach ache? Why do I have my heart pain? If you start working on your body, believe me, you will not need a doctor. These are just symptoms which are frightening you. And symptoms are pointing to something. Find that out. Study. Nowadays, with YouTube there, anything, any knowledge is at your fingertip. But a word of caution, don't jump to any video you open and take that as true. I don't mean they are trying to on purpose to be lying to you. Every video, every opinion you get there is their own opinion, their own experiment. Gather them together. Learn to sift through these things. Learn to filter out data. If 10 people out of 20 are saying something is good, it's 50-50. If 15 people out of 20 are saying something is good, give it a try. Some of them will be the same repetitions. What happens? I watch a video, I put it on Twitter and all. Other people hear it, they also say, oh, I heard this, it is done like this. Most of them are repetitions. Find out. You can start sieving these through. You will learn. Give it a time. Just sitting on a computer alone for some time, secluded, and if you are not used to it, it may frighten you. Try to be alone and just give these thoughts. Become a philosopher. Philosophers work in their mind only. They don't need a second person to talk to. And they come up with these solutions. Talk to your ego and tell them from who brought you here, who gave you birth. You are not wanted. Then you think that a person without ego is like a person without a backbone, that you will be always humble, you will always be meek. No. Strong people do not need an ego. Strong people by heart, by thoughts, are there to protect the weak. They have that strong resolve that they are good, they will never harm anybody. You must have heard these karate and these martial art people always saying only use this art for self-defense, never to attack. If those people can think that way, you can also think of this. When you are strong, God has given you that strength, whether it is of resolve, Now I'm not talking about your body strength, your muscles and all. You are not a wrestler. The thoughts, when you think of something, you do it, you stick to it. That's a resolve, and that needs strength. If you have that strength, don't use it against somebody. Don't manipulate people. That is a very, very bad thing to do. If you have your freedom of thoughts, your freedom of doing things, let others also give that right. Don't take their right of their freedom of thoughts. If some injustice is being done, step in, stop it. That's the strength. You don't need muscles for that. You need a strong, portrayal of that you are right what you are doing. Even a brute will be afraid of you because that brute hasn't got that thought factor in his head. All he has is muscles. Muscles are not everything. Thoughtful people, intelligent people will be using these brutes in their favor, controlling these brutes. Don't let the brute control you. Those who help others, protect them from the vagaries of this life, the hurts and the troubles which people go through. Always understand that if you have that strength, you have come up to that level, that you have that resolve, that strength. Everybody is not that way. Some of them may be weak in that part. Help them. Don't look down at them. Don't think they are sissies or they are weak or they are doing it on purpose. They will never be any good. Nobody has a guarantee card that they will never be any good. Every person has a good side, a benefit, which can help you sometimes. And they will help you at such a time when you were least expecting it. It will be a pleasant surprise to you. In my journeys daily in the metro, sometimes, I do face studies, I do body language. When I'm studying somebody and I think, look, what a rude guy this guy is standing next to me or talking to his colleague. I just, write them down that these people are just, no use. They have wasted their life. Can you believe the surprise I get when there is a seat vacant? Because I'm always standing. And these guys, the one I thought was a rude guy, before he takes that seat, he looks at me and says, "Excuse me, sir, would you like to take that seat?" Now, suppose I had gone on my judgment and he had asked me for some favor and I had refused because I thought he was a rude guy. What would that have made of me? That politeness. He doesn't know that I love to stand and I'm always standing, but the courtesy of offering that seat first. He could have gone and sat down there. Nobody bothers. I didn't even know he had noticed me standing there. He was so engrossed arguing with his colleague in a very rude manner. So I thought this guy was a brute, a brute or something. But when he turned around and asked me to please, would you like to have that seat? That changed my opinion, that I will never opinionate about another being. I don't have that power. I may be able to, come to some certain stage that I can guess what this guy will be like. But that's limited to that. I am not God. I don't know what's inside that human being's brain. Where that human being can be beneficial to us. I will be giving you some more examples and stories, but help me if you want this broadcast to continue. If it is really benefiting you, help me by subscribing, by liking these videos, by viewing these videos, by putting these videos on through your group of friends and this thing. Put them on your connections. So I think that is all for me now. So I hope you like this challenge. I'm going to wind up now and I will be taking your leave. before your bosses start contacting me not to broadcast at this time. Thank you very much. And live in peace and content. Thank you.